Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hi there, it's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio. You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, one and all. Today is March 26, 2024. This is episode 165 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening so you don't have to. I am CQ. That's what the little box says. And I am the Pop Culture Warrior. And joining me now is the beloved co-host. We all missed him so much last week. He is the man in the bubble. He's the Marine with the mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Mike.
Bitches.
I mean, we missed you. We
I
missed
know.
you. We were so
course
sad
you
without
did.
you. We were so sad without you. We were sad. How's it going, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yes.
Relaxed. Spent a weekend on the beach.
So,
An island. How was it up there in the cold? Fucking frozen tundra ass bitch. Fucking falling off bridges and shit.
don't talk about my bridges. It's a sensitive subject. The bridges are a sensitive subject. Tonight, obviously, we're gonna give you the same thing we give you every week, all the latest and greatest and what's happening. But in the second hour, we have joining us tonight one of the Power Ranger faithful. He played Wes in, I think it was Power Rangers Time Force? Ninja Steel? I don't know. One of the Power Rangers.
I feel like you should have known that before.
I get it mixed. Dude, there's so many. There's so many. If you weren't part of the original 5, it gets all mushed in my head. But he was one of the Red Rangers. I believe it was Time Force? Time Force. Yeah. Yes. Power Rangers Time Force. He also made an appearance in Power Rangers Ninja Steel and a few others. He is Jason Faunt.
Probably the last time he'll be on our show. So enjoy it.
Jason Faunt will join us. And as always, because I am one for transparency, it is a pre-recorded interview. It is a truncated pre-recorded interview. It's about 35 minutes of an interview. He was very gracious. He had a very limited amount of time. He gave us as much as he could. And it was a great conversation. It really is. Stay tuned. It's a lot of fun. It's a great conversation. And I think you guys will enjoy it. And he's going to come back. He's going to come back in the future and do kind of a longer full sit down with us. But in the meantime, you get him as a guest, you think you'd have the right show.
Right?
Have you guys never watched this show?
A little tiny thing.
Have you never seen this show before? I don't know how to pronounce names. I don't know what shows they're on. I mean, come on. Real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Tom. What's up, buddy? I see Angry Elf spotlight here. I hope tonight's co-host is better than last week's shart of a co-host. Where do they get these guys? God bless you, Angry Elf. God bless you. Hey, over in YouTube, Mike and Lee and Sam. Hi, how you doing? Our YouTube people are you're watching us in vertical. So if you're watching from Facebook and all the other places, you're in widescreen format. But if you're watching from YouTube on Pop Culture Warrior, you're in vertical. God bless. We're trying all the new things. So, speaking of last week, and it was a great segue. Mike and Lee, it's me and my horse. God bless. I guess Mike and Lee and Sam, I guess, is McKinley and Sam? I don't know. Great name though, but it's him and his horse.
We don't pronounce words on this show.
You've obviously never watched this show because we don't know how to pronounce usernames,
Vowels,
names,
none of that
know where people come from. I don't know any of those things. But Josh is out there. Hey guy, how you doing? Hope everybody's having a good night. Man, I hope you're having a great night. God bless. Let's see. Oh, don't soup his head up. Scott says, finally, the best co-host is back. Don't
right.
get him all. Don't get him all.
Scott just spits truth.
Oh man, don't get.
Go ahead
don't
and
get him
send
all
him
yet.
some free shit. What do you got back? Give him that drum set.
Just give him a drum set.
Some
What's
shit
your address?
together.
I'm gonna send you a drum set, already built too.
Put together. It's like 5 hours of labor.
Yeah, it did take me a while to put the damn thing together.
No.
Jeremy says, "Present, not dead
Ghostbuster?
yet." That's how I
Is he
feel,
wearing a Ghostbuster outfit?
baby. So, if you missed it last week, like Mad Mike did here, we had went to Galaxy Con in Richmond, Virginia. I talked about the whole experience. One of the things that I talked about the most was I fell in love with this. This.
Oh my god.
I know, and I'm no salesman or anything like that, but this thing is awesome. This thing is awesome. And I've been emailing back and forth with the company that makes it, and a couple things. One, they were super appreciative of my raving review. But two, because they're such fans of me, and by proxy, fans of you guys, if you want to order one of these, I have a special code that will give you 10% off. 10% off. You go to uubgear.com. uubgear.com. You can get it's off of any of their stuff. This is specifically, I believe it's the Black Ops is what they call this one, the Black Ops, and it's the extended size. Because I'm a big fella, and you get 10% off, man. 10% off. Which
Is that a purse? The fuck happened? I'm gone 1 week, and you just go full gay. Jesus Christ.
Okay, obviously you
You're
didn't tune
selling
in.
purses on here now, right? Fuck. Tell me it's a satchel. Okay.
So up next on the CQ channel, we have this
Like all the
lovely
flair, like
satchel.
shredded
which-
leather or whatever.
It's padded and it flexes. It's great for your back. No, for those that missed it, real quick, because I'm not gonna go over it again. Go back, watch the last episode. Basically, I have back issues. It's well documented. I have a lot of back issues. Carrying around a bag full of equipment around Comic-Con and conventions kills me. Gotta do it. Kills me, but I gotta do it. This is basically it kind of like a satchel, but it's like a leg holster. So it goes around your belt, like around your waist, and then one goes around your leg. So it sits to the side like a holster, basically. But when I say I fit everything that you, and you know, Mike, you've seen me carrying around my bag at a convention. Everything that was in there, everything fit into that little side satchel, whatever you want to call it. 1.5 billion pockets. I mean, there's zippers and pockets galore. It's Velcro on the inside. If you want to do a little concealed carry, you can't really see it. There it is. Little Velcro on the inside. Multiple pockets. Front. The whole front detaches if you wanted to add like other stuff or patches or whatever. I was able to there's holders inside. Let's see if I can get this on camera. There's like holders for cards. I have my business cards, pockets for cash, all types of stuff, side pockets. And because it's modular, whoa, you can use it in this is the holster, what am I going to say? Holster setup.
Oh.
But you could extend this because it's modular. You extend it. It can be a side bag, like a satchel, or you loop it through these loops and it becomes a backpack. It's dude, it does everything. It fucking does everything. When I say I wore that around Galaxy Con for 6 hours on my hip, attached to my leg. Zero discomfort. Zero discomfort. I loved it. I loved it. Dude, I've been doing this show almost 5 years, and I have never raved about a product. Right? I'll say, oh, I like this, I like that, I like that. This is a game changer for me. I don't care if y'all don't buy them. I don't care. I really don't. I'm just letting you know I really enjoyed it. I love it. You'll see it on me when I start going to the conventions from now on. When I'm doing interviews, you're gonna see it attached to me because this thing is awesome. And they have like other like attachments and stuff you can buy that I might invest in because it's, again, quality product. It's handmade here in the States. Amazing woman does it. I'm gonna bring her on the show. I'm gonna bring out just got a different live. Okay. All right. Sorry. That distracted me. I got a comment that said, I just got off a different live and it was so scary. Someone said, if y'all get me to a certain amount of subs, I'll kiss my stepmom. It was a grown man that had said that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all kill me. YouTube always has the best comments. YouTube always has the best comments.
It's like
they absolutely crazy.
So, media.
For anybody that would want to purchase them, UUBgear, GEAR.com. And if you put in at the checkout promo code, shocker, PCW10, PCW10, you'll get 10% off. Now, I am working with them. They're traveling this week. So next week we have a meeting. We're going to sit down. They're going to do a sponsored giveaway. They're going to do a giveaway. So somebody's going to win a free one. And some other, we're all this to say, I have been so pumped up the last few days because we're starting to see some movement in people taking us seriously. We're taking us seriously over here. And we're going to be getting more sponsors. There's going to be more sponsored giveaways. I've been doing because you've been making fun of me. I've been doing the live streams, like the Friday night hangouts. I've got a game company that wants us to play their game on the live. So they're going to give me one. And then also going to give me one to give away. So these things are starting to pick up. I've got some great people interested in doing some really cool stuff. So needless to say, stay tuned. Lots coming. So that's all exciting. But yes, I like, seriously, I love this thing. And I was concerned because I'm like, all I know is then a week later it goes by and this thing falls apart or whatever. As I was walking around the convention, I bumped into someone who had, like, not the exact same one, but it was the same, you could tell it's the same company. And I was like, oh, did you buy one too? She goes, oh no, I've had this for like 4 years now. Like I met them 4 years ago at a convention and I bought one. And I was like, oh, what do you think? She goes, I take it everywhere. She's like, hiking, walking to the store. Like, I take it everywhere. I love it. She's like, I bought more because I loved them. And they're different designs and all types of stuff. Sizes, designs, all kinds of things. Anyway, enough of that. That's my free promo for the week.
So bored, right? I just fell asleep right there.
That's funny. Everybody. Let's see. Sports Bar says, do they have payment plans for this man person?
Right. I'm just thinking, man, nobody beat his ass, and then somebody else had it, and nobody beat their ass. Like, Jesus, I need to go to more cons and just.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. A lot of
nerd alert. I need little buttons where I can be like nerd alert, and it just flashes across the screen or whatever.
When are you gonna get the War Thunder ad money? Oh man, are you kidding? I'd love. Somebody's asking me about how do I get sponsors. You know what? Not when I'm live. Ping me on the side. We'll talk. You know where to find me.
You have to be good at something, and you have to try to do stuff. I don't know.
We could talk offline. I teach a class. Okay, so on to the pop culture news of the week. We now have a couple great stories to talk about. One of them being, we finally have an idea of Disney Plus, right? Obviously Disney Plus is going through some changes as all of Disney is, and we finally have an idea of what's coming up in the next couple of weeks/months. Obviously, X-Men 97 released. I know how much of a grumpy, Debbie Downer, narcissistic, pessimistic dude you are, but you gotta say you liked it. I mean, did X-Men 97? Tell me, thoughts.
I didn't fucking watch it. I've been fucking camping for a week, you
That's
asshole.
right. You haven't watched it. Oh no. Watch it. It's awesome. I'll keep it short. It's awesome. It's great. They did such a good job, in my opinion, in capturing the feel of the original show while still you can tell, the animation's a little
pushing
bit
along
slicker.
the story like it should have been done originally.
Well, sure. But I mean, it's also like the animation's a little slicker, the sound's a little bit better. Everything is
slightly polished.
Somebody said you remind him of his drunk uncle that ate cake at the wedding before the couple did. That's
pretty much.
That's pretty much. Hey, Keith, what's going on, buddy?
That's your fault for leaving the cake out early.
Angry Elf is in shock that you haven't seen it. He says, "Stop the show. Allow Mike to watch it." We'll wait. It's great. And one thing I will say is they made Cyclops kind of a badass. So something that the original show didn't do well, something the live actions have never done well, my man Cyclops is putting in work.
He's never been a badass. That's the
I
thing.
know.
And I thought about it after we talked about, tranny X-Men. Like, if anyone should be one, it should have been Cyclops.
I mean,
we got James Marsden. That's as close as you can get. I mean, it goes both ways.
Anyway, point being.
How do you make Cyclops? Well, I'll find out.
You watch it.
He comes in. He's got a new side holster for his notepads. It's totally badass.
You just watch it. Just watch it and then tell me your thoughts after. Like, because I need to know what. And don't judge midway. Like, watch the whole thing, then make a determination.
Oh, I prejudge everything. You fucking don't know me yet.
He says, I think he had a fanny pack just like you.
Exactly.
He did have a leg holster, right? Didn't he have like the thing that goes around his leg? Oh god!
Fucking lasers out of his eyes, and he has a leg holster. Like, what the fuck's that? It's just for his dildo.
That's where he keeps his. That's where he keeps his.
Need to recharge my lasers. Why is he shoving that thing in his ass?
He has a battery extender, right? The battery pack. That's where he keeps his extra batteries. Anyway, so we know X-Men 97's out now. We know that the next thing coming from Star Wars is Star Wars: The Acolyte. Have you seen the trailer for Star Wars: The Acolyte?
No.
Damn it, I wish I would have got it. I figured everybody's seen it by now. But did I? No, I don't think I don't.
If only I had a friend that had a pop culture warrior show.
You know what? I was like,
me constant TikTok. Stupid shit.
You're welcome. It's a cylinder. Anyway, that's inside joke. Inside joke. Anyway, Star Wars: The Acolyte is. I will say this. I saw the trailer. At first, I was like, I'm not. Yeah, the trailer got me, and that's what trailers are supposed to do. Like, they're supposed to hook you, but it got me. The show is basically a prequel to everything. It is for live action, or even even the animated stuff. But for everything Disney has put out, this is the furthest back. It is a century before Phantom Menace. So it goes way back, and it's basically, what they call like the Golden Age, or it was like the High
Republic.
High Republic, whatever. It's back then. It's when Jedis rule supreme, and they're just
there's
no Sith.
So they got rid of all the canon from the Lucas era that was really fucking good. They did some good books and stuff, and they're like, oh, no, it's too good for us.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's make our own, and that's their shit. Is the High Republic, which is like fucking so boring.
Yeah. So, needless to say,
So that's where the Acolyte starts.
the
Cool.
Acolyte,
Figured.
yes, it's basically like the birth of Sith is basically that all this is from Star Wars Acolyte. What they people say.
Yeah.
No, it's basically like the birth of the Sith, and we're gonna see, the first, like the Acolyte, the first person to kind of start following the Sith, and how that all, I guess, unfolds. So
That's where the old canon fucking bangs. That shit's fire, and they're not following that, so this shit probably sucks.
So yeah, we'll see. So that's supposed to be coming out June. After that, we've got Agatha, the Darkhold Diaries, which I think is like the third name change for the series. I think that's in the fall of this year, 2024. The only thing that's really come out of that so far.
It's like, who is anyone?
So apparently, apparently they said, which I can't believe. I looked at WandaVision came out 3 years ago. It feels like it didn't feel like that long, but it was 3 years ago. So this is a follow-up to the WandaVision series, and apparently 6 of the characters are returning. They haven't said which ones. Obviously, we know Agatha will be there, but they haven't said who else is returning for that show. But that's that. Following that is Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which, again, the only thing that I could find confirmed for that is Jude Law is going to be leading that series. Outside of that, no, it's live action. So yeah.
Jude Law does everything.
He does. He'll do anything.
He's like the Nicolas Cage of shit.
Why haven't I gotten Jude Law on this show? He does everything.
Why he does everything? Get him a fucking fanny pack holster. Fucking.
I'm gonna offer him 10% off.
You gotta give him 20% off. Just buy him one, you guys.
What do you think? I'm made of money?
Give him the goddamn drum set and give him a fanny pack holster. A used one.
All right. So then not the last thing. Second to last thing. Eyes of Wakanda is coming out later this year. That is an animated series. It's undated currently, but people have seen snippets of it saying it looks good. So I found this blurb. Eyes of Wakanda will tell the story of Wakandan warriors retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts from around the world. So given that the show's announcement talked about how these warriors went out on such missions they said throughout Wakandan history. So it's very possible that this show could end up being a prequel to even Black Panther, or even going back further than Captain America Civil War, and can kind of run the gamut left to right of as far as when in the time, different stories throughout different time periods of those like spies and what they do. So that'll be interesting to see. That's an animated series set within the MCU canon. On the flip side of that, the last property of the 6 is they're finally releasing Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is, again, a name change from what was going to be called Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is an animated series. So the new official title is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's weird because even when they had announced it, I don't know if you remember, there was confusion of like, oh, is this a Tom Holland thing? Is this an MCU thing? Is this like a Sony thing? And then it was like, was it live action? Was it animated? So right now, all the information we have is that it is animated. It's voiced not by Tom Holland, a guy named Thomas something. I forgot his name.
Is it like a kids show, like the little kid show, like 5-year-olds and shit?
No, it's meant. I think it's meant more like like the X-Men show.
You have one on Disney now, like Spider-Man and Friends, that type of shit or whatever.
Yeah, so it's meant more like the X-Men show, where it's meant for that. It's meant for younger viewers, but older viewers can still enjoy it, kind of thing. It is animated, and it is officially, they said it is not MCU canon. So much like the X-Men series is not MCU canon, neither will this new Spider-Man series that I guess tackles his, first couple years. It's like a Spider-Man Year One kind of cartoon. And it will not be canon. All right. Any thoughts on those Disney Plus shows?
tough fucking year for Disney Plus. They are not making any money.
Oh man.
They don't have shit to watch on there.
I
It's like you give us
mean,
some shit and like you pump it up and then it's trash. You give us 5 episodes of a show. You need 12. A series is 12 episodes. Stop this 6, 5 bullshit. If you're gonna do 5 episodes, just make a fucking movie. Stop wasting our time, making me wait every week, and then you do it 3 week in between bullshit. You're not HBO. Your shit's not that good. You know, you didn't spend $800 million making a fucking dragon show, like where you can show us 4 episodes and then wait 5 years and show us 4 more. Where we forgot what shit was going on. You got Starbucks cups and shit in there, and you're fucking giving us Agatha and fucking Black Panther cartoons. Like nobody wants to see this shit. Garbage.
are you
I'm
done?
not looking forward to anything. Gonna cancel. I can't cancel because my freaking wife likes Disney.
And the kids, I mean, you know, the guy, that's the where you gotta watch Bluey. That's
Plus,
where
I get it
Bluey's.
free for Hulu. That's the only reason I got Disney Plus. It's a package.
All right. So
That's what saves them. Hulu and ESPN.
all that being said, you know who's really killing it, honestly, I think, in the streaming game? Amazon Prime. Prime
Fuck
Video
yes,
has
they
been
are.
putting out quality content. I
And they
mean,
don't care who the fuck you share your passwords with.
not at
It's
all.
included with your membership. It's like no extra
Yeah.
fee. Like
Well,
you
now they
could
got
buy
the
a bunch of
ads.
shit.
They've added ads though, which is, you know, but again, you're getting it for free when you have a Prime membership.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and they're just banging quality shit out left and right. It's just
they're
holy
making
fuck.
good stuff. They're making really good stuff. Great animated stuff, great live action stuff. I mean, great original stuff, great follow-up properties. It's so funny. Me and my wife were watching Masters of the Air on and that's on Apple Plus
Apple,
series,
yeah.
whatever. Which is great. It's a good series. But again, 8 or 9 episodes, and that's it. They're not even doing a second season because the story's over. It's based on a real story. And she's like, "Well, what are we gonna watch?" So we like flip through Netflix, and nothing's on there. We flip through. What was the other? We've Apple TV. We were already there, so we flipped through there and we put on Prime, and we just started seeing banger. We're like, oh, all this stuff we want to watch. So yeah, we're gonna be on a Prime.
Shit out, like fucking Reacher, all that shit.
Oh man, so good, so good.
That's where the what we talking about that game, Fallout.
The Fallout series,
crushing it.
The Boys, Invincible, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the new one is pretty good. Reacher, I mean,
they had that there's that it's not that popular, but I liked it. It's like Good and Evil or some shit. They did 2 seasons with the British dude
yep.
I think one of them was a Who.
Good Omens.
Yeah,
that's a good one. What is the Angel and the Devil? Yes.
There's like shit on there, and you're like, where was I? This shit came out? What the hell is it? And you're like, damn, this shit's bad.
So
Apple's kind of boring. Yeah.
A question about our opinion on Freevee. Thoughts on Freevee?
Like the free streaming service.
Yeah.
They did that James Marsden court show that was
right. What was that called? Jury Duty.
Shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, they got whatever. They got free movies. If you don't pay for cable, it's you can watch a bunch of old shits when they have it on there.
Yeah.
All the shit that Netflix drops and everyone else doesn't want to pay for.
Fair enough. Speaking of things, so just announced, very excited. So Skydance Media unveiled the first trailer for their new Marvel game that's focused specifically on Captain America and the Black Panther. They're using the state-of-the-art Unreal 2024. So it's the official title of this. So for those that know, they had announced this a while back, and it was called Captain America and the Black Panther, something like that. Apparently that wasn't a catchy enough name. So now the new title is 1943 Rise of Hydra. It's coming out next year, and I've got the clip for you now. So let me pull that up. And Mr. Mike there, I'm going to make sure you can hear it, because I'm assuming you haven't seen the trailer since you've been away. So let me switch so you can hear. There it is. All right. And now I'm going to play it for you. All right. Stand by.
They're combing the streets. Searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, stand me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
All right. That was the trailer. I mean, that looks good.
Yeah.
That look. When I say I first stumbled across the trailer, because it was like live on whatever, and I was scrolling through it, and I'm like, it took me a second to realize that's digital. That's all animated. Like, it looks,
Yeah, it looks
so
really
good. So damn good. And I mean, obviously, animatics, CGI cutscenes can always be very
super good.
tricky in getting you to be like, oh my God. And then you play the game and it looks like one of those mobile games where the guy just moves side to side. Was Black Panther involved in World War II?
Suns did that shit too.
Yeah. Which, I'm going to go back to, I've been playing the shit out of Midnight Suns. I love it. I love it. Was Black Panther involved in WW2? Yes, but not T'Challa. It's T'Challa's grandfather. No, not even his dad. It was his dad's dad that was involved in World War II. So in this game, that is, I forget his name, because there's T'Challa, T'Chaka, and then whoever his dad was.
T'Chandra.
Shashandra. Yes, that's who's the Black Panther, and obviously Steve Rogers. My only issue with that, and I've watched the trailer a few times now, because I was like, what's bothering me? And I couldn't put my finger on it until just now. I don't like the face of Captain America, which is sad, because I'm sure it's modeled off someone's face, and I'm gonna find, but it just, maybe I'm so used to seeing Chris Evans' face as Captain America that this kind of round face, it
throws you off.
Yeah, it throws me off, because Chris Evans has kind of that chiseled, thinner, harder jawline, And if you watch the trailer back again, you'll see this guy's got like nothing wrong. Not saying he's fat or rotund or anything, but he just has that kind of like wide jaw. Mike Lee says he's going to leave, but he subscribed. Thanks for the laugh. Anytime, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Lots of good
They made
content
him
on
like
here.
a true army guy, you know? Those guys aren't in shape.
He's such an asshole. All right.
Lower PFT standards.
So Scott says, let's see gameplay first before we say it's good. Too many games lately have been coming out where it's good cinematics and gameplay sucks. So accurate. So accurate. What I will say is, other than this trailer that came out.
Coming out on? Is this a PlayStation fucking bullshit?
No, it's
gonna be then let's move on. I don't want to talk about it.
No, listen. So outside of the trailer that was released, there was also a tech demo that they did on stage. And so you got to watch like as the characters are walking around and they're playing. It looks good. One of the things that blew me away is that this new Unreal Engine they're using, like every detail matters. So for instance, and they're doing this from a dev mode just to showcase the technical capabilities. But like there's a scene, imagine it's, it's Paris, World War II, it's winter. So there's snow on the ground. And so literally the guy's like, he goes, okay, add more snow. And you see like the snow, like obviously, it's the dev mode. So like everything gets more snow and it starts to pile up. And he goes, all right, now walk around. And you see he's leaving footprints in there. He goes, okay, that truck in the background, turn off the lights. And you see like the dynamic lighting and how the lights kind of bouncing off items. And he says, okay, add smoke, that barrel over there, make it on fire and add smoke. And you see this billowing cloud. Like the tech looks amazing. Again, I can't speak to the gameplay itself or the story itself, but the tech demo was super impressive. They had the billowing smoke and they said, okay, put that spotlight on. And you see kind of the spotlight kind of cut through smoke the way it would in real life. And it gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And they said they spent just as much time working on the elements, the background, the locations as they did with the story and the characters and all that. Because they're like, we can make a super detailed character. And like so many games before it, if you don't spend that amount of time on the environment, you have this really good looking character running through fucking shitty modeled, if it's just a straight platform, like that's not reality, right? It's cobblestone and rock and dirt and like watch the tech demo. If you're into that kind of stuff, man, it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Let's see.
So what I hear is shit's gonna be buggy as fuck and work.
that is a possibility.
Tech demos for like Cyberpunk and all of them are fucking fantastic.
Oh man.
And then they're like, oh shit, other people have to play this game? Fuck. We didn't think of that.
Yeah. Oh man. You guys are just lampooning me tonight. I love it. Apparently when I was talking about the guy's face, I got comments like, you just described your face. The same way I feel about your face. Just blame the face on the polygon count for system resources. Oh man. Scott, that's good. Any word on microtransactions? Not yet, but I'm sure they're gonna be there.
You could buy the CQ fanny pack. $29.95.
But I'll get you 10% off though.
$27.85.
Oh man. All right. Anyway. So needless to say, that looks incredible. I am cautiously optimistic, as I would be with anything. It is. You guys are funny. You guys are hilarious. So
what triggers all that shit?
When people
or you pressing shit?
No, when people put emotes and emojis into the chat, it virtually displays across the screen. So when somebody puts a laughing face or a poop or a eggplant, whatever.
Is there like a dick one?
The eggplant. That's what I was alluding to.
Let's do that. Someone do that.
Nice. Yeah, Scott's right. Scott's exactly right. Says get a black and white Captain America skin for $9.99, gold and silver Black Panther when you get the deluxe pre-order. But only the Target version, not the Walmart version.
For $99.99
Yes.
low price.
Yes. And then you can get 19 inches of Venom too when you get the deluxe
play it
version.
2 weeks or 2 days prior.
2 days early.
Wow.
Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. Ow.
Someone's cut and edit that shit.
Oh man, I'm just waiting because I know at some point somebody's gonna start spamming that. I just know it. I have the ability to turn it on and off as needed, but people are having fun with it, so I enjoy it. Outside of that, oh yeah, of course, Scott, you can't forget the battle pass. Gotta have the you have to get the season to season back up there. Hey, hiya. Catch it.
Can't concentrate now.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Somebody's screenshot it.
Got him.
Anyway, what was I saying? I've lost the thread. I've completely lost the thread.
Talking about shitty games.
Yes, shitty games. That's right. Moving on. So, speaking of Marvel games, apparently it's the week for Marvel games because just dropped. Marvel Games is teasing a new game announcement. Now, we don't have much details about it, but this is what I got for you. First, take a look at this. They leaked this image, and basically, insider knowledge people are saying the rumor is that this is going to be a 6-on-6 shooter similar to Overwatch, where you would use all of the Marvel players. So obviously you can see Iron Man, you can see there's Namor, Doc Strange.
World War Loki down there?
I mean, that's a great question. I think that's Thor with his hammer. Somebody's throwing a ninja star. That's got to be Black Widow. Black Panther. I see Iron Spider. You see the little spikies? That's the Iron Spider, little spiky army things. I can't tell who's that in the bottom right. Female looking chica. Probably Rocket Raccoon's giant gun up there at the top. And is that a flying chicken just randomly off by himself? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. But as you can see, it's full of Marvel characters. Scott says, lame. I just give the Rainbow Six Siege operators Marvel skins and it'll be 10 times better than some off-brand Overwatch. I mean, yeah. Star-Lord. That's who that is. Okay, that's Star-Lord. Okay. Like, who could that be? Yeah, so that's all we know. It's gonna be announced apparently tomorrow. I think it's 10 a.m. Pacific, which is like what, 1 p.m. Eastern. So around 1 p.m. Eastern, Marvel is going to drop that game announcement officially.
Like Scott says, like that's all Marvel does is rehash other people's shit.
Yeah,
they gotta create some new shit from the ground up in a realm they're not popular in.
Here's the thing. Like, I look at it like the Apple methodology, right? Let someone else do it, show that it's successful, and then make it better. Do it, but make it better.
But don't
in their
make
case,
it better. They make it shittier.
In their case, they haven't done well.
Well, like put a little bit of money, but it's gonna cost more. Let's just release what we got. They're like the Warner Brothers of video games, is what they are.
I mean,
Warner Brothers does
wrong.
to movies like DC
You're not
movies.
Wrong.
They do to video games.
You like what they need to do is not necessarily like it seems like their methodology. Again, comparing it to Apple is let someone else do it, copy them, and just put our skin on it. But
yeah,
pay less money to make it, and just put rely on people's nostalgia and brand loyalty. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how you make a shooter with characters like Spider-Man, I guess his webs, I guess, are kind of like
Comes
bullets.
all over your face.
Uh,
I'm slightly disoriented. It
I
kind of
mean,
irritates me a little.
it's like, how do you use Captain America? Because obviously there's certain characters
Captain America
that
fires a fucking shield at you at 100 miles an hour. What are you talking
right.
about? How
But
do
I'm saying,
you, like,
but up
that shit
against
fucking hurts. You're gonna have permanent brain damage.
there goes the bananas.
Like Spider-Man, yeah, I get it. He's a little bitch. He shoots a little fucking. Oh, it's
Nice.
slightly like.
Nice.
Oh,
Very
ooh,
nice.
I'm tickled. I got tickled.
I mean, you know, it just, I don't know. It
Everyone else is like fucking plasma lasers and all kinds of shit. Spider-Man's like the gayest one of them all.
I guess you could hand pick certain characters, because I'm thinking like, so anybody that knows more, Magic, Ileana, she's got a sword and she has portal powers and things like that, but she doesn't have any kind of like projectile weaponry. But then again, you just don't use her. But you can, like, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, they can, throw things, or
Fucking America. They did Marvel vs. Capcom was like one of the most successful games of all time.
Yeah. So if it's
They
like
could totally
that,
do
just
it.
as a shooter, I mean, I guess it
Fucking
could
War
work.
Machine, Iron Man, there's plenty of shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking Boaz.
Punisher, Blade, Rocket Raccoon, Star Lord. You get all those guys, and yeah, you could have a decent shooter. But 6-on-6 shooter. Jesus, spiders. Okay.
You got scared?
Yeah, it scared me.
Don't worry, big guy.
And this is a good one. I bet even without projectiles, they'll still have someone as popular as Wolverine in it.
Yeah,
Wolverine,
Hulk. Then make it work. Like I said,
he shoots out his claws.
invincible.
Yeah, I know. He
Hulk
gets up
rips
close.
the ground up. I mean,
Well,
like I said,
he
they
would-
did
he
Marvel
would
vs.
be like-
Capcom for years.
I was thinking he could be like a tank character where he doesn't have long distance, but it's almost like having Uzis up close, right? He'd be like a slice and dicer up close. I don't know. We'll see the announcement
Blade
tomorrow.
doesn't do shit. I mean, fucking unless you're a motherfucking vampire, that guy ain't doing shit.
Dude carries Uzis. Dude carries Uzis,
He's
man.
just beating up gays and trannies. That ain't helping nobody. The guy's fucking glowing over there. I got this.
Oh my God, you're going to
He's
hell.
glittering in the sun. I'll fucking kill him.
You're going to hell. You are
You're dating a lesbo.
going straight.
Got him.
Oh, you're killing me, Mike. We're gonna get banned.
Sidekick is a fucking redneck.
We're gonna so get banned. All right. So real quick,
Nobody can cancel us because we only have like 5 people that watch.
Wrong. Okay.
Scott's got our back, anyways.
Give Wolverine an AR. Hulk carries it at Mark 19.
Yeah.
Hulk would carry like a 240 or something, but yeah. Anyway,
fucking Gatling gun.
So speaking of Marvel, in the movie side of things, there's apparently been some leaked promotional art for the new Deadpool movie, Deadpool 3. Now, I've said before, I don't want to share what they call them, like leaked photos from the set that give away plot points and things like that. And this isn't official artwork, so for all we know, somebody could have made this and is just pushing it off. But I don't know. I kind of believe it's real. But check out this art that is apparently leaked promotional art for the film. And obviously, you've got Wolverine in what looks like it's going to be his uniform. You've got the different versions of which, by the way, if you look, that spells out Snikt, SNIKT, for the sound that his claws make, which I thought was very creative. But if this is real, this confirms that we're going to see multiple versions of Deadpool within the movie, which we kind of already knew. It had already been kind of leaked that there's a baby Deadpool, that there's the dog pool. But this would represent Kid Pool is the second one. And then one of my personal favorites, Headpool, which is the Marvel zombie version of Deadpool. If this ends up being real, and we're gonna see here's my only where I'm like, I have to temper my expectations, because I remember how hyped I got when they said, yeah, in Deadpool 2, we're getting X-Force. And they made all these announcements, and you had Terry Crews and all these dudes, and we're gonna have, whatever, Spitfire and all these dudes, and it ended up being like 13 seconds of the movie.
Yeah,
and was the
that was the
biggest
best.
troll of all time.
I love it because it just crushes your hopes like that.
It
You're like,
does.
yeah, they're gonna do a whole movie. Like they would never do that. They don't have the
Ah,
fucking money to do
I
that.
believed we were
The
gonna get
guy's
an
name
X-Force
is
movie.
Kepler Avocado. I don't think this is really going anywhere. And you totally you had the perfect opportunity to lay like some fucking perfect joke down here. You could have just like drew some stick figures, like a fucking dick and balls on a napkin and showed it, and
I
that would have
still
been a
believe.
solid fucking burn.
I believe that is real art, and that is promotional art for the movie that they would have probably released with
for
like
everything. It could be like whatever, like that's what they do, and it'll be
They
2
have-
seconds
yeah,
of the
they
thing.
have
They'll just
internal
flash
stuff.
by it, and then that'll be
Well, that's my so what my concern would be is that, okay, let me put it this way. I'm fine with them making a cameo. I'm fine with that, right? Like, just to be like, oh, look, yeah, I know you like this character, you like it, and they're done. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. But don't let, like, again, if this is real promotional artwork for the movie, don't advertise that shit if they're not going to be in the movie, right? How cool would it have been if you would have went to see Deadpool 2, which was an okay movie. It wasn't the best. It was good, though. But if you went into that not even knowing X-Force was supposed to be in the movie, and you'd been like, oh shit, they're putting together X-Force, and then then they go, oh shit, they're all dead. But you would have been like, oh, that was dope. That was cool.
Yeah.
But they really promoted the hell out of it, like X-Force was going to be in the movie. So I just
That's
hope.
what I like, and then people like you ruin that shit for me because I'm like, it's just fucking. It's gonna be the whole movie. Just
X
the whole
gonna
thing.
give it to you.
And
They're gonna give it to you.
I'm like, just don't tell me shit. And then I go in there, it's like 2 seconds, and I was like,
yeah.
We pull my phone and call up CQ, like, hey, bitch, how did that work out for you?
Anywho's it's. So yeah, so we have that to look forward to. I don't know. I hope. All I can do is hope, right? That's all I can do.
Like how Marvel's like totally claiming Deadpool now because they have nothing else. Because damn.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Stop clicking shit. You just cut me off on my rants. Now, like, fuck, we have got time for this shit.
You're fine. I just like messing with you. Okay, moving on. Let's step away from, we got a few minutes here till the top of the hour. Let's step away from Marvel for a second. I know everybody's so happy.
I don't know if you talked about it. I'm gonna interrupt you. I saw Dune 2. That shit was fucking badass.
You liked it?
I know it came out like 3 weeks ago. We fucking haven't talked about it. We talk about Marvel.
By all means, I will give you the floor. Please, tell us of Dune 2.
Fucking phenomenal movie. The first one was like, oh, it was slow, boring, whatever. I watched on HBO, so I was like, that's fucking great. I didn't pay shit for it. And then Dune 2 came out, and everyone's like, you're gonna see Dune 2? I'm like, I'll wait for it to come out on HBO. And then it got like a 9.0 on IMDb, and everyone's like, it's fucking great. And I went to watch it. Yeah, it's fucking badass.
Yeah. What? You can see, guys, why I rely on him for our reviews. What about the movie was bad? Like, was it great CGI? Was it great acting? Was the story good? Was the writing good? Directing?
Everything's fucking good. When I say it's badass, it's a fucking total package. It means it's, the best movie you'll ever see in your fucking life. I don't give compliments. So go watch the fucking movie. Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
he's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. He is not wrong.
No, everything was well done. The only problem I have are two things.
Mm.
It's you have Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah.
Champagne. I don't know the fuck to say that guy's
Timothy
name.
Chandelier.
Yeah, Willy Wonka, Spider-Man's girlfriend are
Uh-huh.
like the two like badasses in the movie, and they're both built exactly the same.
They have interchangeable
They're
body
like
parts.
60-pound like fucking skeletons, like flying around, like beating the fuck out of like fully armored, like 250-pound fucking, dudes and shit. It's like,
It's funny you should mention
shit
that.
ain't flying. That shit ain't flying. I don't care how much you slide and you flip. Like, the fucking jujitsu ain't fucking flipping no 300-pound motherfucker.
Oh man. Listen.
You're also not stabbing him with a 2-inch knife.
The the funny thing is there was a video that came out as they were doing the press tour for Dune 2 as a tie-in on Fortnite. They got skins, both Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya.
God damn, Fortnite has like so much fucking money.
They do have so much money. So anyway, there's a video out there, you should go watch it, where they do a reveal. They have Zendaya, they have Chalamet because they're doing the press tour, and they said, "Hey, we got a reveal for you, of your skins in Fortnite." And they show, and it's so funny because like you were saying, side by side, they kind of look like, if you had if you pop off the head,
darker than the other.
If you pop off the head, I swear the bodies are identical. So it's hilarious. You watch that video; it's pretty funny. And I think he even meant he's like maybe she said it or he said it, I forget. One of them was like, "Oh, I wish I looked like that" or something like that. And I was like, "Yeah, you kind of." Anyway,
cheeseburgers. I don't know. But no, it was good. They did a really good job.
Fortnite got all the money because kids putting their parents into debt. Hey, there you go, Scott. Scott, he's right on it. Mad Mike spends so much time being negative on things. When he says it's good, it's gotta be good. Yeah. There you go. He has never said a nice thing about this show, so that tells you everything you need to know.
Fucking dudes up, watching the Marines. Motherfucker.
Anyway, so where did I leave
Josh Brolin? Fuck, you can go wrong with Josh Brolin.
Hey, they've got isn't Batista in that?
Yeah, but he acts the same in every movie.
Yeah, it's just
Batista.
Batista.
Like, oh, that's the Guardians guy.
Yeah,
it's
the
only extent of his range was tracks. He's not gonna top that.
Yeah. Wait. Anyway, I have a whole side tangent about, but anyway, we'll move on from that. But did you say everything you wanted to say about Dune 2? So I can move on to other than Marvel stuff.
I want to talk about Ghostbusters, but I didn't watch it.
I want to talk about it, but I didn't watch it. I just want to talk shit about it. I didn't watch it. But I just want to talk shit about it.
I like the other one. I think it's cool. I mean, the only thing I don't like is they make a fucking Cadillac fucking station wagon sound like a goddamn
good idea.
Like it's fucking Fast and the Furious Dodge Charge. The fucking shit's like, like, goddamn, is that thing got 1,000 horsepower? What the fuck?
Hit the nitro, Egon. Hit the nitro.
Slow. Like, you're in New York City. Like, why do you need so much power?
That, and then you see all the trailers, and they're just peeling out corner to corner.
No.
Like, have you ever been in New York City?
I've worked on that car. That shit's slow as a motherfucker. That shit doesn't go. It barely wants to move.
Not only that, but like, you can't go 15 feet in New York without slamming on the brakes.
That shit's like, they're in like 5th gear. I'm like, that only had 4. Like, they only use 1st gear in New York City. When they when people leave New York City, they're like, holy fuck, what's going on with the car?
They only use brake and neutral, and it just rolls. Anyway, couple more quick things, quick hits for you before we toss to the break. Netflix. If I told you, Mad Mike, Adam Sandler has a deal with Netflix, right? And he's done a bunch with Netflix. He did a bunch of them.
Over? I thought he only had to do like so many movies. Did he extend it? Jesus, he's a Dak Prescott of fucking Netflix.
Oh, that's so good. Where it's like it's just good enough, and it keeps sticking around somehow. Never gonna win awards, but you know,
Fucking Mike McCarthy over here.
But if I said to you, of all his hits, right, going back to, I don't know, what's the big, what's his first big hit?
Hits?
I
Billy
mean,
Madison.
Billy Madison, Big Daddy, Little Nicky, Waterboy,
Billy Madison,
Happy Gilmore.
And
You
then
know,
he just fucking tanked after
there
that.
were some hits there. So if I asked you, Mad Mike,
Overboard.
and I'm
Yeah,
gonna ask the
that's
audience. Let me
fucking
ask the
June.
audience, and I want to hear your thought. In the audience, if you were gonna make a sequel of any of those movies, what would your choice? What would you want to see a sequel made for? So please put it in the comments. What would you want to see a part 2 from of an Adam Sandler film?
Jesus
Wedding
Christ.
Singer is another great one. Yes. Mad Mike, what would your choice be?
I think I know what it is because
But
I saw.
I didn't. I don't want to. I don't want to know. It's not a guess game. I want to know from you. What would your choice? What movie would you want to see made a sequel of in the Adam Sandler
None of
universe?
I don't want to see another one. What
If you
one
had to.
would I have wanted to see? Like maybe back in the day when I was like, would be Happy Gilmore too. Like, but would he fuck it up? Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I'd go with. I feel like The Wedding Singer is a good movie. You don't need a sequel to that.
Fuck, nobody liked Wedding Singer.
I was never a big fan of Happy Gilmore, or not Happy Gilmore.
Billy
Billy Madison. I just didn't. I didn't. There's a couple scenes that I like,
It's
but
like
as a
this
whole,
burgers, like you got to get over that SNL. Like, I feel like when you're on SNL, it's like you got to kick off. There's like every movie you watch when it's like the person's first movie from SNL, it's like the same shit. It's like, what the fuck are they?
It's just a long version of it.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to improv or I don't know.
Little Nicky's the one that I think, and Scott said it, but I think Little Nicky's the one where I'm like, I feel like you could have a fun premise. You'd have to have a really good reason to do it. But I feel like there's, he has kids now, and his kids are trying to figure out, do they want to be more like angels or more like demons? Like, I feel like there could be something interesting, and that's
that instead of that fucking stupid fucking Halloween movie. Was it Hobie Halloween or some
oh my
shit
God,
that
I didn't
he
even
did?
watch. I didn't watch that junk.
The kids watched it, and I was like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
Yeah. Anywho's it's. The reason I bring it up is because it's been officially announced Netflix is teaming up with Adam Sandler for Happy Gilmore Part 2. It's been rumored for a while, so we will be seeing a sequel to Happy Gilmore. There's no real news on what the story will be, although if I had to take a guess, I'd love to see like Happy Gilmore on like the senior PGA tour. Like he, I don't know what's the limit or what's the earliest minimum age?
This is how I knew. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Shooter McGavin over there.
He's like, I gotta lose to this guy. There we go.
Yeah. So the actor that plays Shooter McGavin is basically confirming he'll be back for the sequel.
I gotta lose to this guy in the sequel.
Yeah. So, but I would love to see it where, like, let's say the minimum age for the senior PGA tour is like, I don't know, 55, 60. I don't know off the top of my head, but
it's like
is it 60? I don't know.
Something.
Google shit.
Just whenever you stop, you can't compete in the regular one.
Yeah. So I would love for him to be like just short of it, but like realizing he's getting beat by everyone in the regular PGA. So like he figures, I'll just go play against the seniors, and has to like figure out a way to like backdoor his way into
be able to do it. Like he's gonna try to do a swing, and his back's gonna go out.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be fun. Like he's doing that, and then like towards the end, like Rory McIlroy or something just starts beating his fucking ass, like
something. Yes,
it's kind of like a reverse Bob Barker.
Yes. Yeah, so it says, but Chubbs and Bob Barker are dead. They really can't pull off the best gags from the first movie. Yeah, that's the interesting part, is that a lot of like when people think of highlights of Happy Gilmore, they think of, besides him, slap shotting the ball, they think of, Chubbs, it's all in the hips. Or they think of, The Price is Wrong, bitch, and him boxing Bob Barker. So yeah, it'd be, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Scott says, Big Grandpa, instead of Big Daddy, Big Grandpa. His 18-year-old kid knocks up some chick, and now he's got an unemployed 18-year-old at home and a newborn, and he has to deal with that. Yeah, I mean,
Toll booths are all digital.
yeah, it's plausible. It's plausible. He's the last toll booth operator in the entire state of New York. And it's like one of those booths that's not even on a major road. It's like some under bridge tunnel that like it's like 14 feet long, and he's just the sole guy. Nobody ever has change, and yeah,
he's just scraping like.
I mean, look, he's had some hit. Uncut Gems was a big one for him. He did the one with his girls that was super popular. I don't know, something to do with the.
Well, the reason he got the Netflix deal was because the studios didn't want to release his movies because they're all bombing.
Yeah,
because Pixels was like the last straw. They're like, you gave us
Pixels
bedtime stories, and you followed that up with Pixels, and you did 5 Netflix.
Yeah,
and
which those did well. But you know what the thing is?
It's Netflix.
It's like I feel like when you say
have
something,
nothing better to watch. What are you gonna watch? Like
But my thought is just like you watch Dune, right? The way you said, I had it. It was there. It was free, so I watched it. Right. So it's a weird statistics to go. Well, it did well.
In his career, it's like, yeah, I'll watch it for free on Netflix, but I'm not gonna pay to see it.
What? Patrick says the horrible movie Click. Maybe I'm in the minority. I enjoyed Click. I thought it was a fun movie. It has a good message. Enjoy the things you have. While you have them.
It was like there was another movie that was similar that wasn't as fun.
Yeah. You fast forwards through his life, and I mean, I'm a sucker for time travel movies, which I know that's not necessarily a time travel movie, but it's more of a
too. I watched
hopping.
it for free too. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah,
in the theater.
And you got Christopher Walken. You got Walken over here.
He was in Dune. Oh my god, I thought he died. I didn't know he was still alive.
He was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Holy fuck, he looks so bad.
He's old. He's terribly old.
And they're like, I was like, he's not moving. Like, fuck, dude. The fat dude with the bad spine has more movement than the Emperor. And Timothy Chalamet's like, come at me, bro. Come at me, bitch.
I'll fuck you up, Walken.
I'm like, goddamn, Christopher Walken's old ass has more muscle than your skinny ass bitch. You better calm the fuck down.
What is he like?
Challenging Elvis Presley up in this bitch. That guy's gonna rock your ass.
Oh man. No, I love the idea of like Walken being so old, but still wanting to do movies. So they have to like puppeteer him, like one of those puppets for like old Star Wars style.
It felt like he was like the fat dude. They were just like fucking.
It's just their puppeteering
that bitch.
You're like, just say your lines and we got you. We'll move it for you.
I got a fever.
I got more. It needs more spice. I need more spice. For Scott. All roads lead back to Dune 2 for Mad Mike.
That's right.
Tie it all together.
Just the ring, bitch.
Okay, a couple quick things, and then we're gonna toss it to the interview. The other quick story is apparently the Saints are back, baby. A new Boondock Saints movie has been announced. It's going to be was it the third movie of the franchise, or is it the fourth? Third.
It's the third. And they keep waiting so long, and those guys need to stop doing drugs if they're going to keep doing these fucking movies. Fucking Sean Patrick Flannery looks like Christopher Walken at this point. Might as well have him in them, motherfucker. Like, I mean, Norman Reedus looks normal. Like, he looks pretty much the same.
He doesn't look normal. He looks like Norman Reedus.
He's like fucking just so much cocaine, and he's like, he looks so bad. He's got like hair plugs and shit.
So
Wait,
here's
he's not
the
coming
thing.
on the show.
No, he's not.
Is he lined up? He's not anymore.
Not anymore. Cross that name off the list. No, it's funny because
Marley though.
because here's the thing. So like Sean Patrick Flanery was a good looking dude, and he was like Hollywood handsome and all that, and like Norman Reedus was like this like drugged out, strung out at that young age. He was this strung out. You're like, man, he looks terrible. But like as the years have gone by, Norman has stayed the same. He aged into his look. And Sean Patrick Flanery has just aged past him.
Who the fuck is that? What the fuck's wrong with this face? Like, what's going on with his hair?
That's so funny.
So sad.
You know when they say like, oh, a kid will, grow into his ears because he has big ears as a kid. Like Norman Reedus grew into his like strung out look. Now you're like, okay, he's like 50.
Like owned up to it. Like he's just fucking like, whatever.
Look, he looks great for 50. Like he looks great. But he's looked like that since he was 20.
From part 2. I'm just like, God, I wanted the movie so bad, but I was like, God damn, that guy looks like shit.
So. Yeah,
I can't wait for part 3.
Yeah. So apparently, Sean Patrick Flanery and Norman Reedus will both reprise their roles as the original Saints, and in this one, the rumor is that they'll be training a new generation of vigilantes, which I want to see how they take what is a very 90s, best way I can describe it, Columbine Matrix style nonsense and put it in a 2024 context where everybody has their, like, you can't go shoot up that building. I've got my no guns allowed.
Like the original like John Wick, but it was like you had the Professional and then you had the Boondock Saints. It was all like that same kind of shit or whatever.
It's all in the same, the same genre. So yeah, but like John Wick can realistically do its thing because it shows you that world is drastically different than ours, right? I mean, A, they're all still using flip phones and shit. But B, like that's they made the world fit. Whereas Boondock Saints is especially 1 and 2 were meant to be like
in
our world, in the regular world, and it's just these guys are doing very ridiculous things in it. I hope they could recapture the magic of the first one. The second one was
it wasn't good.
So I hope that they can kind of recapture that
low
first
budget movie. You get what you get. I mean, they're not
what you get.
They're probably have $1 million budget. It's like Super
Maybe
Troopers,
if that. Yeah. Well, and in the age of streaming, you get it. We don't know who's going to release it yet, but like you get that Amazon Prime money.
Amazon Prime. That shouldn't be bad as fuck.
They'll put some time and effort into it.
They wouldn't on Netflix with fucking
Now you get it on Hulu, and that's a problem. But
that Disney shit, that shit'll be weird as fuck.
Yeah. All right, last one, and then we will go to a break. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know how to feel about it, so I'm just gonna play it.
I will tell you how to
feel. That's why I need you. That's why I need you here. So I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll discuss. So stand by. All right, I can see you making faces already.
Yeah.
Please tell me how I should feel about this one.
I don't know. Like. It's another. I don't know why they wait so long to make these fucking movies. Beetlejuice. I like a huge Michael Keaton fan, but like fuck, that is a time, like a certain time and a certain place for that movie. The 80s were the time. Like the 80s were fucking. Everyone was on cocaine. It was fucking. That shit made sense back then. You're like all fucking coked up. Like, the guy's fucking dead. He comes back. He comes out of a model fucking shit in the person's attic. And there's a statue that fucking grabs people and shit, And you got a fucking big fat gay fucking guy spray painting everything.
And they're in the middle of New England. The sand sharks. Like, the sandworms.
The sand sharks. Like
giant
fucking,
sandworms.
Like, what the fuck? You're like, yeah, that's fucking bad. Nowadays you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I will see it because it's like that's the shit we grew up on, but do I think it'll be good? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like, Beetlejuice, and it's like, well, I feel like they're gonna give us too much Beetlejuice. It's not gonna be relevant. Exactly. Extreme.
Yeah. Yep, it's true. It's true.
It's not a movie anyone wanted. It's way too late to ever do it. Like even when
Yeah.
it came out, people fucking hated it.
Yeah, like
Like
it took a
nobody
while to
wanted to
become a
watch
cult
it.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It
And
was
they're
it
like,
was one of those
oh,
that
fucking Mr. Mom's in this movie. And then he's going to be Batman. And they're like, we got Beetlejuice and Mr. Mom playing Batman.
yeah. What decade are we in when we have Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice and Batman in like the same year? Like what decade is this? What anybody know what year we're in? Because
cocaine is expensive.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But yeah,
Listen,
it's like, and I know, like, what's her name does anything because she's got to, steal purses and shit.
Winona Ryder.
Of course, she'll do whatever is offered to her, and like, it's not something we needed. It's not something we really wanted. They're just banking on the nostalgia of us going to see it, and it's like, there's no. Is there a story there? What the fuck is the story? The original story was fucking convoluted as shit too.
It was, yeah. Well, yeah, I heard a funny story, and this is true. I've heard a funny story that Tim Burton never wanted to do a sequel to Beetlejuice, and the studios kept hounding him for a sequel. So eventually, he got so pissed off that he wrote a sequel called Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii. And literally, they did storyboards for it, and it's like Beetlejuice with like a little floaty, and he's like wearing like a
it's like all the shit from the cartoons.
Yeah, and like literally, that's what he did, just because he made it purposefully terrible, just so they would leave him the fuck alone about it. Because he's like, this is the movie I want to make, and he didn't want to make one.
Fucking brilliant, dude.
So
it's like, what the fuck, dude, did you do? Like, he owes somebody. Like, he wants to make another movie, another claymation movie, and they're like, give us a Beetlejuice too. And he's like, fuck.
Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached that time where we're late, but like I said, it's a short interview, so it's fine. And in fact, we won't even take a break. We're just going to shoot straight into the interview. Mr. Mad Mike, you're going to hang out for another 30 or so minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, you can be dismissed. You can go do what you got to do.
Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom, but you can play the clip.
Stop chugging monsters before the show. All right, everybody. Without further ado, later than usual, but it's fine. We love you. We appreciate you. I introduce the great interview of Mr. Jason Faunt. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. I am your host, CQ, as always, and I am super excited because my guest tonight is an actor who was born in Chicago, Illinois, and has been acting since he was a young adult. He is best known for playing Wes Collins, the Red Time Force Ranger, and his future counterpart Alex in the Power Rangers franchise, a role he's reprised again in spin-offs for Wild Force and Super Mega Force and on. He's also starred in the animated film Resident Evil Vendetta, the web series The Order, and the TV show NCIS Los Angeles. He's a former baseball player, a model for Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein, if you can believe the internet. And of course, he is a girl dad of 3. He is a versatile and talented performer who can do it all. I'm thrilled to have him here today to talk about his work, his life, and everything in between. Everyone, give a huge, huge welcome to our guest tonight, the amazing Jason Faunt, everybody.
What's up, guys? How are you? My God, that's quite an entrance. I don't know if I should say anything. It can only bring my stock down. Huh?
You know, I get that a lot. I'm the hype man. I want to give you what you deserve, man. The recognition for all the work you've done and the things you do in and around the camera, but also far away from it as well.
I love it.
I really appreciate your time. We're gonna try to keep this as tight as possible. So right out the gate, I'll ask you the same question I ask every guest. What is your military connection?
Well, actually, a lot. My grandfather was in the Navy. My brother was in the Marines, and my sister was in the Navy as well, flying the I forget what type of helicopter she was in, but my grandfather and sister and brother both did tours. Afghanistan, Iraq, and of course, my grandfather was in World War One, II. I guess World War I he was in. So Um, I forget which one it was, but there is military in my background, so I'm a huge proponent of all things military. It's what keeps us safe to live the amazing lives that we have here in America that I hope that we don't forget about, and sometimes I think we do.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, well, we appreciate their service, their sacrifice, and their time. Um, so for you, I always, before we dive into the work, I like to get to know the person behind all the characters and costumes and things. So, this is a pop culture show. What do you geek out about outside of, your industry? What's your go-to geek thing?
Wow, well, I grew up a big fan of Superman. I mean, Christopher Reeve, growing up watching all those movies, everything that I wore, everything that I pretended to be was in the Superman genre. So that was pretty cool when I got to meet some of the other Supermen over the years that have worn the suit, different TV shows, and people like Tyler or Dean. So Superman was my thing, and then more recently, I became a big fan of Deadpool. I'm not as well read as some in the Marvel world, but when I went to see it with my young daughters, I was like, oh my god, like he's cussing and strip clubs, and I did not see that coming at all. But that humor's right in my alley. So Deadpool is my most recent thing that I really like.
Very nice. Good choices. Excellent choices.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you do a lot of conventions too, so you cross paths with a lot of those old Supermen, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, now we cross paths with a lot of the guys. The Jason Momoas, Sebastian, who was the Winter Soldier. I mean, a lot of those guys are at these shows now, so it's pretty cool. I'm not a kid, so I think I always think that when you're a kid, you look at the superheroes. So me and Christopher Reeve would have been really special to me, and of course, it's cool to meet some of these other guys. But you have that special place in your heart when you're a kid.
Absolutely. I'm always curious. What are maybe some of the causes or issues, things that you're passionate about or involved in? I know obviously you have a platform, you have influence. What is it that you like to raise awareness to or try to help make a difference?
Oh, good question. Gosh, what is it that I raise awareness to? I've been, a lot of the stuff that I do or I'm involved in, I kind of keep off of social media. I think things have become kind of polarized. Like I'm a big proponent of the police, big supporter of supporting our police force, and of course that became polarized. So for me, that's a big deal. I've got a lot of friends in the police force, and so I think that that's something that I'm always very well aware of. There's a canine unit that I've done some work with out here in Westminster Police Force, where they do a lot of stuff with canines and German Shepherds in terms of helping to combat crime or stuff like that. So I would say a big proponent of the police.
Okay. Hey, that's great. That's an awesome thing. So something a little fun. I mean, given your connection, if you could travel to any time period, past or future, where are you going and why?
You know what? I would like to see what happened to the dinosaurs. I think for me, going back in time, I think that there's a couple things that would pique my interest. And the first is to kind of find out when you had dinosaurs roam the earth and then when you didn't. Like what happened right there, So I'd be very curious to see what, I always think about if you were to just plant yourself somewhere like where I am right now in my home, and you just had that old school VCR knob where just rewound time and you could sit back and see everything that happened right here and just toggle it and rewind it. I'd be curious to see that. And then lately I've been kind of piqued with the pyramids, hearing things about the pyramids in Egypt of how that was built and how preposterous it was to have done these things at that time.
Yes.
And then I think that's and then to find out what happened to JFK. Those are probably my three biggies.
Okay, I like it.
Yep.
I like you're a mysteries solved kind of guy. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. So let's talk a little bit about how did you get into acting, like, and what inspired you to kind of pursue this crazy thing as a career?
Well, Tom Cruise, Risky Business. So the story that I always like to tell is that I was a sophomore in high school. And I was sick. I had like the flu or something where you're kind of like throwing up off and on, fever. and both my mom and stepdad, worked, so they rented some videos for me. And then like that was like basically just, hey, watch some movies, get some, keep yourself hydrated, and then they went off to work. And during that 2 hours of risky business, I was it was one of those things I was kind of magically taken away and just forgot I was sick for those 2 hours. And at that moment, I remember thinking like that looked like fun. And if I ever had a chance to, when my baseball career ends, because that continued to blossom, I remember thinking, I'm gonna try and be an actor. So risky business, Tom Cruise is what inspired me to do it. And when I graduated college, I packed my bags and I moved out to LA with a very old pickup truck, very little money, and went out to chase a dream.
Hey, that's the American dream. I love it.
That's right.
What can you remember? What can you share with us from that first acting gig, right? Like the first experience where you're like, okay, this is it. Like I'm acting now.
Mm-hmm. It was exciting for me. I went on to a show called Sunset Beach as an extra. And back when you move out to Hollywood, everybody has their tales of what to do, how to succeed, like any career, what you should or should do. And one of the things I said was, don't be an extra in a TV show, right? Because if you're an extra, they look at you as an extra. They'll never think of you as a leading actor, principal actor. And all I thought was like, well, why wouldn't I go to set and get paid to watch and learn? Like if I were to, be in the military or be in a sport, isn't there benefits to going to a locker room or to a practice field to watch how a Tom Brady practices? Just sit there and watch his method, what he does, how he interacts with people, learn from the best. So I thought, well, let me just go and be a fly on the wall and watch and learn. So I did that. So it was exciting to see it all play out. And then ultimately that led to because I was there, it led to my first lines, got my SAG card. And then from there, started to slowly work my way up to bigger and better roles.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, I have heard, from people inside the industry where they're like, well, if you're an extra, you're always going to be an extra. And,
yes.
It's like, I disagree, but yeah, you're spot on. You're absolutely spot
Yep.
on. Obviously the big thing that comes up is Power Rangers Time Force. What was your audition process for that like? And then how'd you feel when you landed it?
Well, I read for Power Rangers 3 different times. I read for Lost Galaxy, didn't get it. And then I read for Lightspeed Rescue, didn't get it. And then the joke I always tell, which, I'm sure people have heard it, is that by the third year they called me back, I thought they either like me or they feel sorry for me. I'm not sure what's happening. So I went back for a third time, 3 years, every time it's a year. And there was, I want to say, it was either 5 auditions over 3 months or 3 auditions over 5 months. But it took a long time. Like it did it and weeks would go by and then they'd call you back and weeks would go by. So it was a very long process because they're scanning, to see as many people as they can. So long process, and it came down to me and one other guy, and I still remember his name to this day, Cameron Bender. I don't know why that sticks in my mind. And I got the role, and I remember where I was. I remember how excited I was, and very great moment in my life.
Outstanding. And how do you prepare? Like once okay, I'm doing this thing, I'm gonna be this character. How do you prepare for playing him? And then knowing too that like it's Wes and Alex, right? And they're different personalities, different timelines. How do you get your head around that? How do you prepare?
Well, I think for earlier roles that you get, you basically land roles that are you. The personality is you. They give those roles that are deeper, typically for more seasoned actors or names. So I think when I walked in the door, the way that I talk, the way that I think, the way my hand gesture, however I am, I think that they thought, okay, this guy's persona is Wes. And if he knows how to act and he's not up there freezing and delivering the lines very monotone, and he's got no levels to the scenes, then he can't act. But his personality is Wes. So I think that's what happened. I think I am Wes minus the wealthy upbringing. And then, but the challenge was to play the role of Alex, who that's a farther departure for who I am. And that became more about all your mannerisms, the things you do in between the dialogue, how you sit, how you speak, your body language. You know, I'm sitting here now, my legs crossed, sitting back. You know, Alex would never sit like this. So it was about just creating the movement of what he does. I mean, you're not going to get on there and change your voice, you know. So, but the way you speak, do you speak quickly? Is that your cadence? Do you speak slow and deliberately? Right. Your posture. So, finding Alex was a lot more difficult because I am not from the military background, and they tried to focus on that side of him. So, finding the differences between the two was what was fun, and I think, you know, Alex was much more still, much more direct, much more to the point. Wes, of course, is very open, lighthearted, vulnerable, and that's the two characters.
I love it. I love it. Speaking of that, how I'm trying to think of the word. It's a very physically intense thing. Being a Power Ranger, an actor on a Power Ranger, because there's a lot of stunts and running and jumping and kicking and these things. How much of that was part of like the audition process? Like, did they have you doing jumping jacks between takes or anything like that? Like, what was the physicality?
Zero.
Really?
Zero. So our season was SAG, was a union show. So, you know, Power Rangers became union for like a handful of years in there, maybe 2 or 3 years. During those years, because they were union, they were forced to be union, which was kind of in the conversation. They said, great, let's get actual actors. So the original cast, it was, and no disrespect to the originals or some of the season leading up to it, but they would say, hey, you got 30 seconds. Let me see a kick or flip or dance. Let me see you move. And it was all about the way that they move or kick or flip. When we went in there, it was the exact opposite. It was a 5-page audition. It was a scene that had different levels of, you know, different levels and arcs in there. And everybody had the same scene. It was a scene where they were, I forgot, something with their father. Where there was a scene in there where there was some anger and some emotion. We all had the same scene, and there was zero anything with movement.
Wow, that's surprising and interesting.
That crazy?
That is. Is there
I
speaking?
Think I think they wanted to. You know, they see your look and they know if you look like, you know, this is something. If you could look the part, but the stunt doubles did the majority of the fighting for us.
Right. Gotcha. Speaking of talking about these scenes or anything, is there anything, you know, stands out for you? Just your favorite scene, your most memorable scene, just something for you personally?
I would say the two scenes that stand out for me was both in End of Time. And I think it was the goodbye scene on the beach where we were all together saying goodbye when they were all lined up. That was a very emotionally charged scene, both in script and in real life, because we were saying goodbye and we knew it was done. And so I think that there was real sadness in there that lended itself nicely to the scene. And then also the End of Time, where I forced them to go back in time and was going to give up my life to fight. I think I really liked the dynamic of that, and me and Eric having to go in there and kind of do this on our own. So I think those are the two scenes that were pivotal: the Eric and the Eric and Wes scene when they had the, you know, fight to their death, and then the goodbye scene at the end of the show.
Good choices. Speaking of saying goodbye to it, you know, I would assume, especially after those first few seasons, you know, when an actor comes into these roles, you know, it's a short stint, so to speak, right? That there's a lot of Ranger turnover. When you're approaching that end, is it in your mind that like, well, maybe I'll come back? Or is it like, well, I guess I'm done with this character and that's done? I mean, what was your feeling, you know, hanging up the suit?
Well, I try to come back again. I made a ploy to come back. I enjoyed it. You don't get rich on Power Rangers, but I was making a heck of a lot of money than I was making waiting tables and bartending. And so I tried to come back, and I told them I would settle for the same pay that I just did if we could come back again. And they said, that's great, and we love you guys, but kind of the formula is new teams, new heroes, new suits. Apparently there was a discussion to bring us back a second season because we had such a great camaraderie. Our cast was so wonderful. We all got, there's no fighting. There was no on-set romances, which can really screw things up, So, I mean, Michael and I had a love, we were in love for a while, but other than that, everybody else was good. But yeah, we had a great cast. So they did contemplate bringing us back, but then ultimately said, look, this is what we do, space, galaxy, Lightspeed, Rangers, Wild Force. It's got to be a new Red Ranger. And they ultimately let us go. Yeah. But I stayed. I loved it.
I mean, I could imagine so. You're a superhero. Come on, who doesn't want to be a superhero?
Right.
Was there any? I mean, I know you talked about that the stuntmen did most of the work as far as that. But is there anything that was like maybe you remember a challenging day on set? Was there a certain scene or choreography or just something that stands out as it was a difficult day on set?
Yeah, as the season went on, they let us get a little more of the fighting in. And there were scenes where during, you'd have fight scenes where they would get us getting some punches and kicks. And then ultimately they would always cut away to when we got knocked down or fallen. It was a stunt guy, so they always fall with their head down, and then we start down and then we land, we get up. So they let us do more fighting at the end. The scene with Dan and I, Eric and I, in End of Time, there was a big explosion where I throw Dan up on my shoulders and we are running out. And they had like 3 huge explosions take place behind us. Those were very, very real explosions. And so they said, hey, we're setting up the dynamite, the TNT. So the guy that hits the button is literally holding remote control. And as you run through these points, he's detonating it. So as you go through, do not stop because this is going to explode behind you. Okay, that's fine. We didn't know the size or the scope of what that explosion was. So got on there and I got Dan, I throw him up on my shoulders and we're going and he's kind of dragging his feet a bit. I'm always, even in real life, I got to take care of Dan. But so we're running and I just feel this thing just go boom. I mean, just like a bomb. And you could see my face go like, oh my God. So we got to keep running. But the explosion was so big, you could just feel it come over your head like something. So we realized pretty quick that was real. And thank God we didn't trip up or fall because that might have not went well,
Yeah, I was going to say that'll motivate you to keep going and not slow down at all.
Keep running.
I'm curious, because we hear stories about like shooting something like that. It's like nonstop and it's go, go, go. And you don't have a lot of time. And so how do you balance doing that as your day job, but then also having a life or working other projects? I mean, I can imagine that's got to be difficult.
When you're on a series, you don't really have a life. And that's not a joke. You've heard actors come off of a 6-8 year stint on a show and basically say that they walked into a soundstage and walked out 8 years later. Very, very hard to maintain any level of normalcy, during that time. So we were there 5-6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. Part of it was because there was a pending strike and they wanted to get all this stuff done. Bigger shows are not as intensive, but you'd be on set at 6:30. You get breakfast. You go through. 6:30 means you leave your house at 5:45, 6. You get on set. They feed you breakfast. Go through wardrobe, makeup. You go to do walkthroughs. You film. You get done at 5, 5:30, 6:30, right? Then you drive home a half an hour at 7. So you have enough time for someone like me that works out all the time. Go right to the gym, working out till 8:15, 8:30. And then you're just basically trying to like get home shower because you got makeup and probably dirt all over you, and gym, and then start learning your lines for the next day. So it's, and we were doing 6 days a week. So, to have any kind of social life was very rare.
Oh, God, I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, and that kind of bonds you with those people too, because you're a family. You see each other all day, every day for that amount of time. I can imagine.
Yep.
What was your reaction when they're saying, "Hey, we want to bring you back for Wild Force, for Super Mega Force. We want you to see, film some stuff." What was the reaction? Is there hesitancy to come back into that character to lace it back up, or are you just all forward?
None. Forever. I'm in this forever. These guys gave me my first real big shot, and if they asked me to come on the show tomorrow, I would be there. Yeah. It's there's nothing like the fan base. I mean, as I do these conventions and these Comic Cons, there's such a connection that we have with our fan base that I don't know if anyone else does. I don't know if soaps do, or I know that A-list actors don't. So there's a amazing synergy that happens between us and the Ranger fan base. It's like we've all lived that dream and we've all continued to be together, and there's this friendship, and it's like I'm not leaving and the fans aren't leaving, and that's evident by all the comic book stores I go to, because they're there wanting to meet and talk and shake hands, and and that's makes it a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just curious because, like, you touched on doing these conventions. One of my favorite things to always ask is, fans are awesome. They're great. Convention attendees are always great. But I've heard there can be very, I don't know, what's the nice way to put this? Interesting interactions with the fans during these conventions. I'm wondering if there's anything you can share, any wild experiences, any just crazy happenstance that may have occurred to you at a convention.
Yeah, a lot of very unique, crazy circumstances. But I will say, yeah, all that stuff is there. You travel different cities, you meet a lot of people, so there's a lot of fun, crazy stories. But there's amazing stories that people tell you from the heart, which is incredible. And I've heard so many stories of people whose lives were changed or enhanced by Power Rangers because they were going through periods of bullying or divorce or death in their family. And this was the only thing that kept them strong or kept them sane during their youth. And, there's just, adults crying at that you were the guy that got me through this rough period. Stuff that'll make, when I'm there, makes me tear up because I'm so honored to have been a part of it. But there's so many heartwarming stories that you hear of how you impacted people's lives. And that makes me feel good to know that I was a part of something special.
Oh, yeah. And I guess, again, being in these conventions allows you an opportunity to connect with other Rangers. Do you guys like bond over like, oh, remember how hard it was to use the bathroom? Or like, do you guys have those conversations?
100%. Yeah. 100%. And it's, I always like telling the story, and it's, unfortunately Jason's gone now because him and I were so close. But we were in New Zealand and we were filming outdoors, and it was like this. They had to it was like a nature reserve. So of course they've got porta potties there. Like that's when you're on set, you have better better accommodations. But when you go off to some nature reserve in New Zealand, and they have base camp, but then when you go off to like where we're filming, they just got to use the regular porta potties. If you got to go, you got to go. And Jay and I had lunch, and we had to go to the bathroom. And we both had stomach aches, so we had to go number 2, and the porta potties were back to back. So we're both sitting down in the bathroom back to back in 2 stalls, and it was so bad. We were both going to the bathroom with stomach aches and kind of vomiting because of the stench, and we're just in there, and I could hear him gagging and me gagging, and we laughed about it to the day he passed. It just like, I remember him going like, dude, this feels like prison. And we're laughing, but while we're throwing up, but while we got a stomach ache, and it was funny to think back on that.
Oh, that's great. That's going to make a great clip, by the way. Thanks. I'm going to use that.
Good.
We got you a couple more minutes, and then we'll toss it out of here. I'm curious. Obviously, we talked a lot about Power Ranger stuff. Is there any other roles or projects? And I'm always curious this because a lot of the guests that I bring on, they're most known for a thing, a character, beloved for a character, but the life of a working actor is you do many characters, many roles, many gigs. Is there any role or show or something particular that you're like really proud of or you loved or you want people to go check out to see the chops that you got that you bring to the table? Anything outside of Power Rangers?
There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm actually proud of a lot of stuff I've done. The two that I'll mention is there was Beast Out of the Water. Beast Out of the Water was a feature film I did. Steve Cardenas is in as well. And it's just kind of about this fountain of youth that's taking place, and these military guys are going in trying to obtain this, and of course they're going in a native land, and in this native land there's this beast that's protecting it, and when people are coming in trying to affect it, kind of like Avatar, it's killing people. So I play a pioneer white settler guy who's coming in. We're trying to level out the Indians. So that gave me a chance to be a really good villain. So Beast Out of the Water, I play a good villain in there. And then there's something that I was really proud of called ELE, Extermination Level Event. We filmed that up in Canada. And what was cool about that was the day in the life of this soldier who comes into work, and there is some sort of potential terror threat. They're not sure if it's some sort of a Russian, the nuclear bombs going off, and all this stuff just goes from a normal day, and it watches everything progress to a DEFCON 1 where things are going crazy. It turns out it's an alien invasion, but we did it all in one take.
Wow.
So this is a 45-minute pilot episode which never cuts. So it was filmed like a theater performance.
Wow.
And I was in 40 of those 45 pages as the lead, and I was very, very proud of the prep time that we had. I still don't know how I remembered all that dialogue, but the fact that we had to go in and through the elevators and staircase, all the while this camera's there and it's set up like a dance, and it was 45 straight minutes with no cuts, and I was very proud of that theater-like experience, performance. And of course, nothing ever happens with some of these things, but you're a part of it, you enjoy it, and you move on to the next thing. Wish it'd be more light of day. Yeah, Extermination Level Event.
All right. Well, if it's out there, I'm going to find it because that sounds awesome.
And I'm a corporal in that. So for the military side, you guys would love that. That was yeah. So find that on maybe YouTube. I think that's where it is.
Very cool. Real quick, I know you are in Legend of the White Dragon because I know we were talking about Jason, and he's always been a big supporter of the military and guys. I'd seen him at multiple cons and always talk with him. Great guy. Are we allowed to talk about that yet? I know it's around the corner. I mean, do we have any information? Does it have a date yet? What's going on with that?
It doesn't have a date yet. It doesn't have a date yet. That's what I can say. What I can say is that I'm not involved in the production side. They had me on set. I did my days, did my stuff.
Yeah.
Jay passed away, and of course this was supposed to be a sequel. And with him passing, they had to go back and kind of film things to make things make sense. Truthfully, I wasn't a part of any of the refilming that they did. I don't know really what went on in that. So I know it's been a long time. It's been too long in my opinion. I think at some point you got to get this thing out there, because I think when he passed, people were really wanting to see this, and I don't think you want to let too much time go by.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm not the guy that's pushing the green button to put it out. I know they want to try and get in the theaters. You gotta film extra footage to kind of make sense for theatrical distribution. So I'm not sure. I mean, I thought this was supposed to come out in September of last year.
Yeah.
September of 2022 is when I was there. Yeah. And then a year later, it's still not. And then now a year and a half later. So I don't know, bud.
Yeah. I know the fans are clamoring for it. We're all dying to see it, honestly. And it was very tragic what happened with Jason. Great guy. Let me give you the last few seconds here. Is there anything you want to promote? Anything you want people to keep an eye out for? And of course, share your social media so people can follow you.
Sure. Well, we got a couple cool things coming up. Underdeveloped is a TV show that I'm on with Tom Arnold and Thomas Ian Nichols and Brian Metcalf. That's a new show about a bunch of failed TV producers. That first season came on Tubi, and David Henry too from Wizards of Waverly Place. So Underdeveloped came out. The first season's out on Tubi and Amazon now, a bunch of different places, and hopefully we start filming season 2 as well. I come in on episode 6 of season 1, so you don't see me till episode 6. So Underdeveloped is on most of platforms. Of course, Legend of the White Dragon, I'm told fall this year, but I'm no longer going to say those things. I'm going to wait till they tell me because I've been burned many times naming dates. So, but it is done. It will be done. It will be seen. So it's just a matter of where. But Legend of the White Dragon comes out later this year. And then I'm producing a new animated cartoon called Brush Brigade. And it's the story of the Tooth Fairy's daughter. And a lot of cool similarities for if you're a Power Ranger fan, you're going to enjoy this. But Brush Brigade, the pilot episode is done here in about a month. And we're going to try and make that a new kids animated series. And then lastly, Seductress from Hell. There's a new kind of horror movie called Seductress from Hell that I think is going to be available here by April or May. And I'll be putting it on my social media to show everybody it, which is, segue, my Instagram is at Jason Faunt. That's my main one that I do see it. I do try and keep in touch with people there at Jason Faunt. Facebook is Jason Faunt fan site. Twitter or X is the Jason Faunt. And I just didn't really dive into TikTok, but there is a TikTok out there with about 20,000 followers. That is me. Yeah. So I did. At some point, I'm like, I can't keep going platform to platform. You know, I can't keep going on to this one and then Rumble and then there's the beta. I don't know what's going on, so I keep it to my.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but outstanding, man. I really appreciate you taking this time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the incredible, the amazing Jason Faunt. We have to have you back. We didn't talk about baseball. I mean, you're a girl dad, which I have all the respect in the world for. The modeling, I really wanted to get into that. I had questions when I read that online, but we'll have to have you back and have all those conversations.
You know what? We absolutely can. Now that I know you and you've been amazing through, I've had several life events tapped. So I want to give you a tip of the cap because you've been very, very nicely persistent on, hey, I'm going to keep knocking on this door. And now that I know you and we've got the setup, let's circle back in a couple of months. I'm going to send you my new email because the one you have is kind of my older one. And that's why I don't see it as quickly, but I will send it to you and we will definitely get back on here.
Outstanding, man. Hey, I appreciate it. And let all your Ranger buddies know this is the place. I mean, we had Jason Narvi on. We've talked to Jason David Frank. I think we got Amy Jo's coming on here soon. So this is the spot. I want to, my Ranger people.
What is your, so Jay came on the show too?
Yeah. Well, so Jason David Frank, we used to talk all the time right before I made this show. And unfortunately, things happened that, he wasn't able to come on the show itself, but I have like old recordings of me and him chatting at conventions and stuff. But Jason Narvi, Skull from, Bulk and Skull, he's come on the show. I mean, obviously you're here. And like I said, we've got Amy Jo is scheduled coming soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. Well, that'll be great. You got a great lineup and let me know where is your social media with this stuff? Because I don't know if I've ever gotten yours, right? Can you email it to me?
Oh yeah, I'll get it to you. It's Pop Culture Warrior everywhere, but I'll make sure I get you that, and we'll link up, and I'm sure we'll cross paths at different conventions. I'm sure of it. So keep doing awesome things, man. Everybody, one more time, give it up for Jason Faunt, and we'll see you guys right after the break.
Thank you, guys.
Righty. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring back our special co-host, Mr. Mad Mike. Hey, yeah. That was Mr. Jason Faunt. What an awesome dude. What a great conversation. I can't say enough nice things about the guy. Like just was super down to earth and really just enjoy talking about the work. And he after we cut and we wrapped and we were chit chatting a little bit before he left. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry we had to keep it short. Like this was awesome. I had a lot of fun." And he's like, "Seriously, get a hold of me. Let's do a part 2. Let's do a bigger one." He just had a baby, so congratulations to him. Just a few weeks ago, and
He's the first man to have a baby. Or...
him and his wife just had a baby a few weeks ago, and so he's like, literally, he was kind of in between. Like, I'm trying to help
Power
them.
Rangers fucking shit's apparently highly radioactive. Shit happens.
I'm trying to talk nice about a guy. Hang on a second. Wait, hold your
space radiation.
Hold your comments for a minute.
Stop bringing quality entertainment. Got it.
They were in the middle of like a home renovation, so he's like literally like all right, I got them to stop so we could do this, and then I got to get with the baby and whatnot. So it was very nice, very generous with his time. And allowed us to do that, and he enjoyed it. Like at the end of it, he really said, he's like, "Dude, I really had a good time, and I want to do this again sometime." So we'll definitely have him back on again in the future. But anyway,
did you show him all your home renovations? Look, I got money too. I renovated my basement. Look at all my cool stuff.
Look at all my cool things and my cool things. Oh man, I should show my new comics. Oh man, is it worth getting up to go get them right there?
Do you have pants on?
I have shorts on. Thank you.
Remember, YouTube's vertical.
As if I don't wear pants during the show. I don't like the implication. The implication is that sometimes I don't wear pants. Is that your implication? Because that is far from the truth.
I've seen you get up with fucking underwear on this show, sir. With a guest. And I had to be like, huh? I'm like covering my camera, like hoping that he won't see your fucking underwear. Like it's going to make a difference. Like, you didn't see that.
That was one time.
Look, that's like fucking put your pants on when you come back.
That was one time. And I will tell you, it was during the summer months, and I was sweating my ass. I was so hot. Literally during the show, and I'll put it out there. I don't care. During the show, we're talking like this, and I'm literally taking off my pants while we were talking because I was like, I can't take my shirt off. So I was just like, I just got to air out my legs. And I think I was wearing sweats or some type of pants where I was like, why am I wearing pants? It was so hot.
And then we're both like, we both saw it. We're both staring at the thing. And I was like,
I'm wearing pants. I swear I'm wearing pants. Oh, God. All right. Talk to the audience for a second.
I'm down here in Florida for a fucking... That's what you did before. You better have pants on. Same thing you did before. Talk to the guest, Mike.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Literally 2 seconds. It's literally off camera, but hang on. Talk to them.
No, I'm not talking to them. Look at him. He's got to put his pants on. So gross. So gross. See him struggling to bend over. He's back.
All right, I'm back.
Taking his pants off. Narrating what you were doing the whole time.
Yeah. Real quick, because I won't keep this long, but I just got some really cool comics over the last couple weeks. I just want to share. I'm all about variant editions and whatnot. So we've got the Marvel's Alien #1 variant edition, which I love it. They call these like naked covers when they don't have like the barcodes and all that stuff. So
the lower, no, down to your left. More. There you go.
What
Slightly better. Now there's a light on it. You're like holding it half up, like
I
in the
don't
air,
know
like
what's happening.
this.
I'm showing it
And
to the
then you're
audience, not to
showing it in
you.
front of the teleprompter.
I'm holding it to the audience, not to you. There's the Hulk sitting on the throne of hell. So that's
See, on my screen, it's like you're just showing them the Hulk's fucking crotch.
There's two different cameras. There's your camera and there's the audience camera.
It's like they got the full front.
Here, you know what? Hang on. I'll fix this. This is the problems y'all don't see that I have to deal with. Fucking
I'm like
Mike
trying to
over
guide
here.
them, and it's like you just say they're not seeing the same shit you're seeing, dumbass.
Yeah, hold on.
A lot of the technologies work.
There you go. Now, if I go like this, can you see it now?
Yes.
There you go.
So clear. It's a big bulge.
Like it's a huge bulge. Obviously, but yeah. So the Throne of Hell. That's a Hulk comic. We got a Lady Death. Again, and these are all what they call, I don't know, they call them virgin covers or naked covers or some shit like that. I think they're called virgin
they don't
covers.
have the barcode on them.
They don't have the barcode or any like the logos or anything like that. But there's a Lady Death.
Those fucking Lady Death ones are garbage.
Yeah. This is a massive double size. This is actually heavy. This is She-Hulk 100 variant edition, signed by the artist.
Nobody wants it.
Green.
Garbage.
And then, oh wait, we got this one too. This one's pretty cool. So what it is when you first see it, it's Ghost Rider, like driving over the skulls of like X-Men and Spider-Man and a bunch of people, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But when you kind of unfocus, it's painted on a van. So like there's the tire of the van. So this is like the artist did a series. He did a series of like vans and then painting on the van, which is so cool. I love it as a concept. So it's a painting of a van with a painting of Marvel stuff on it. So that's pretty cool. And then this would be probably the most limited edition of the ones. Well, I guess we'll save that for a second. So this one's cool. Looks very simple. It's made in the style of like, remember the old Marvel collector cards?
Yeah.
It's made in that style. Now, if you notice, there's a big old empty white space here. Now, the reason there's a big old empty white space here is these are exclusive. These haven't been released to the public yet. I'm one of only 20 people, maybe, that has a copy of these. These were made in collaboration with Bradley Cooper. He's doing a signing event. Supposedly. They're hoping it's going to go through, but it's supposed to be in like May. And he's going to sign these. And it's crazy. They're going to go for like $600 starting $600. And you'll get the artist signature and the Bradley Cooper signature on there. So as of today, there's only about 20 of these that have circulated. Because again, they're specifically for that signing with Bradley Cooper. So getting one of these without a signature funny enough, is going to be more rare than getting one with the Bradley Cooper signature.
Well, if you want one, I'll sign it for you. I could do a Bradley Cooper.
I call that like a reverse exclusive because it's like the exclusive of it.
Do I want the really cool person to sign it? No.
I mean, it is what it is.
Sometimes it's worth less when they sign it, honestly.
Pretty much. That's what I'm banking on. Then I have this. This is a 9.8, which is awesome. Anybody that knows CGC graded 9.8 is about as good as you're going to get. It's a Wonder Woman Special Edition number 9, signed by the artist Jenny Frison.
Mm-hmm.
But not only is it a cool variant, only 3,000 of these were made. They're numbered. So this one's number 0011 out of 3,000. So it's an early run and signed and CGC'd graded, which I love. I have a series of CGC graded. I have all decked out over there. And then my pièce de résistance, I just got this. I went to Frederick Comic Con and was able to pick this up, and I'm so happy. Everybody knows I love Spider-Man. One of my favorite characters of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery is, of course, Venom. What a badass character. And this comic, which is, again, a variant edition, has Venom with the Thanos Gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet. Again, rated a 9.8. This is a special edition. First appearance of Dylan Brock. The Maker makes an appearance. This came out in 2018. Yeah, but very, very cool. I love it. I'm excited. It's just such a cool cover. At a certain point, I know I told you this, but at a certain point, these were going for like $600. Or not as much now, but at a certain point, it did have a high mark on it. So that's just my little things, my little collectors. I still enjoy collecting every now and then. Outside of that,
fanny pack.
If I wanted them to fit, they would fit.
Callback, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a callback. Don't call it a callback. But I guess I hate announcing stuff like this, but I'm so excited because of the potential of what it is. The artist for the comics like this one and the Ghost Rider one and the Hulk one, the artist, a guy named Greg Horn, phenomenal artist, does amazing work. He's going to come on the show. We're going to have him on. We'll do the whole interview and everything. We're shopping around a couple of ideas of something special we can do. Some type of PCW crossover, maybe. Some type of special edition something. He also, like, he's offering, if you want to go to his shop and get, whatever it is, 10% off on some of his prints and some of his artwork, which obviously has incredible artwork. His whole store, he sells a bunch of stuff. But we'll get like a discount code and stuff like that. That's easy. But we're trying to see if we can make something work. Maybe get like, who knows, maybe get a little something done in the style of a Greg Horn. Who knows? Maybe get an original piece. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We should do like a dick drawing off. Whoever draws the best one.
Oh man, yes.
You get like 50% off or something.
The most veiniest of veiniest. But yeah. Either way, lots to look forward to. Lots going on. Lots more in store. I'm super excited because we got some really. I know, Mike. I was talking to you during the break there, and without giving names away, what do you think about where we're headed? Where do you think about all the collaborations we got coming up, the guests we got coming up? Give it to the people straight, because I know you don't lie to the people. You're an honest guy. So what do you think?
It's pretty good. Amazon's too busy to be on here. Local realtors, the market's booming. So we have to settle for some celebrities or whatever. But I'll be around for most of the time, so you're welcome.
Awesome. And you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Got some people that, they're good. You'll enjoy some of the coming episodes. As long as they're not having construction done in their house.
That's high praise.
As long as we can work the show.
As you'll notice, we didn't crash. We did not crash tonight. I feel like we got far enough in the show that I can say that.
Pumps a bunch of money into the show to work his stuff properly, and we didn't crash.
I will tell you.
If you have problems, you just throw money at it, apparently.
I want to thank the Patreon people, because the money that paid to fix the issues I was having with the computer came from Patreon.
We had a Dell PC, and then we went up to HP.
Yeah, man. You know, we got that Lenovo. We got the Lenovo.
You
going.
know?
We got that Suzuki brand PC, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man. Patreon's finally paying off. Yeah. They came through in a big way.
No.
Yeah.
Tiki is making moves. We got some people coming on the show.
Got
Took
some
a lot of shots in the mouth. But, he does it for you
jaw
people.
got like
He's working it out. He's got a personal trainer.
I don't know how, but I got our what's the like carpal tunnel in my jaw. I don't know how that happened, but we got some good stuff coming.
You trained him well.
Yes, we got some really good stuff coming. It's gonna be great.
Working on more stuff
always, and we got a bunch of conventions, dude. I am any day now. We're gonna find out if we've been granted press passes for San Diego Comic-Con. Which, if you know, you know, and if that goes through, if that happens, game changer, absolute game changer.
I feel like it's not as big as it was.
No.
They all
Okay.
do their own thing now.
We're not talking from the stance of as a fan going to San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, it's not what it used to be. It's not. You got to think from the perspective of a content creator, the networking possibilities, the connections, the PR. Like, it's massive. It's massive. I'm still benefiting from the connections I made at last year's New York Comic Con back in October. Those are still paying dividends. Just that we had press passes for that, and I got into certain press events and certain network connections. I'm still benefiting from that. In fact, Thursday, I have something big that I can't talk about yet that's happening, stemming all the way from back there, the connections I made back there. So if we were to get into San Diego Comic-Con, whoo, baby. I mean, things will be changing.
Do all that by yourself because you're gonna be
Somebody's gonna be in Alaska. Yeah. So somebody's gonna go whale watching under the rainbow in Alaska.
I gotta finger some whales in the ocean, baby.
You're
not gonna have this handsome fucking, straight shooting fucking devil dog to back you up over there.
What will I ever do without Mad Mike? Oh God, I don't know. What will I ever do?
Your fucking Dildo-tron 5000.
What will I ever do without Mad Mike at this convention or any other the conventions I've been to? I mean, oh God, I don't know how I'll manage. I don't know. I guess we'll figure something out. I don't know. I guess. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the point of the night where we're going to say, what's happening here at WTF Nation Radio? It's our week starts off on Sunday nights, every Sunday night with the Sports Bar. Probably shouldn't say every Sunday night, but, most Sunday nights.
They got that, freshman year, CQ type deal. 3 shows a year.
They're on that South Park schedule where they'll do an episode, take a couple weeks off, do an episode.
HBO fucking Game of Thrones. Except this shit's not that quality good. People aren't looking forward to it. And
oh my God. Anywho's you got the Sports Bar Sunday nights with King and Coach. It's worth a watch.
If they're on, watch it.
It's worth a watch. It's all right. It's all right. Monday nights, you got Ice and Massey back in action after taking some time off. They're talking about all your news and commentary discussion. What's happening on the world? Monday nights, the Monday edition, the aptly named Monday edition, as Radar used to say. Tuesdays, right here, Pop Culture Warrior. Every Tuesday, you know what it is. You love it. That's why you're here. We appreciate you. Wednesdays, the Smoke Pit with my OG co-host, Radar. Everything I taught him. One day, Mike, too, will leave the nest, the little baby bird that he is, and fly solo. But Wednesday brings you the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. That's for all you...
You can't work without me.
That's for all you sham shield rocking lower enlisted. Thursdays is Ice and Spanky, usually? Yeah, Ice and Spanky on Sergeant's Time. all you higher army and military folks, you upper class citizens, your military. And then Friday night, we have Kaz and Pookie closing out the week with Friday Night Freedom, which I think is going to be Kaz and Mom, I think is going to be side saddling for a bit. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on there. But great show, fun to watch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we do here at WTF Nation Radio. And with that, Patrick wants to know, is C2E2 ever on your game plan? When is C2E2? That's a great question.
What the fuck is that?
Chicago, C2E2, Chicago. No, there's two C's and two E's. That's why it's C2E2. C2E2. E2 stands for Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. So it's Chicago Comic Con. They just like to have a fun name for it. That is April 26th. Oh, that's close. Maybe not this year.
Chicago kind of sucks. Just
how dare you? Chicago is Chicago on my. I have a board here on the side of all the places that I've been and all the places I need to go. I don't even know if Chicago's on my list. I think I've been there already. Let's see for press registration. Let's see if it's open. Let's see. Press applications open. Ooh, press is open. Is there a cutoff date? Deadline April 12th. Oh, I have until April 12th to figure. Maybe I can make it work.
Why's your voice getting so high?
I don't know.
Because you don't want to go to Chicago. It's a fucking shithole.
And so C2E2, for those that don't know, is run by Reed Pop, which is the same company that runs New York Comic Con. So, I mean, we've already been granted press passes for New York Comic Con, so why not C2E2? My concern, let me see. Wonder how far it is to drive from here to Chicago.
12 hours.
Chicago. 10 hours. 10 hours from where I'm at. A little bit outside my
22 for me. Drive through that shithole every summer.
Oh man, that's a little bit
fly
outside
in
my
for
driving.
cheap.
I know. That's what I say. Let me think about it. I'm gonna think about it. Why? So the question came from Patrick. Patrick, why are you curious? Do you attend C2E2? Is that something you're at, or let me make a statement?
Yeah, how goes it? Who goes there? Give us the details.
Okay, I gotta share that. That's funny. $10 CQ gets mugged in Chicago.
By me.
First of all, I've been mugged plenty. Nothing I'm not used to.
He just prefers a fucking finger in the butthole when you do it.
Just do me a solid.
The old reach around.
The old up and under.
Twist.
The old up and under.
What's the dick?
So let me just make a comment here in that, and this goes out to everyone listening.
Pitch that shit. If you fucking pitch it and make it good, CQ will go. I probably won't, but I will fucking shit on it. And maybe possibly
I can guarantee you I will shit on it.
Maybe consider it if CQ begs me enough and it's super cheap to go.
So here's my offer. Okay. And I'm offering this to everyone who can hear me, who's listening. Pass it on to your friends. If you're a fan of the show, fuck it. Even if you're not a fan of the show, if you tolerate the show, if you follow the show, if you've given us a like once, whatever. If you want to go to a convention that is near to you, right? Because I can't go everywhere. I can't go to every Comic-Con that's out there. I try to go to as many as I can throughout the year. But we have a brand. We are recognized. We are, we're recognized as far as the media and the press goes. If there's a convention near you and you want to go to it, let me know. I will get a press pass for you. And you will go and represent Pop Culture Warrior at that event. And all I ask from you, take a couple pictures. You know, if you see something cool, shoot a video, whatever. It'll just be content for our social media, for Facebook, for TikTok and Twitter, whatever. If you get videos, I'll put them on TikTok. And if you get pictures, I'll put them on Instagram, whatever. But I'm empowering you folks. And like Scott says, this is probably a horrible, horrible idea.
So bad.
But I'm willing to empower you. I am deputizing all of you, my warriors out there. Let me know if there's a con near you, if there's a C2E2, if there's a whatever near you. Obviously, I can't get you into San Diego Comic-Con or probably New York Comic-Con or any of the big biggies, because if I'm going there, then you're not.
You can't fucking go there.
If I can't go there, you can't go there. And if I'm going,
can't go there.
No matter how big, no matter how small, I've done big ones, I've done small ones. Like Mike's done dicks. I've done them of all sizes.
I bet you have. Baby.
That was great. Scott says 3 years from now, WTF Moments banned from hundreds of events.
Yeah.
Well, again, you're not. Let me be clear.
Why don't you guys do cons anymore? Well, let's go back to fucking March 26, 2024. CQ says, "I'll fucking get you in. Shoot some videos." And dudes are shooting videos in the fucking bathroom of like little kids and shit. And he's posting it on TikToks for all the fucking commies over there.
That's not even funny. That's terrible. Let me specify.
Congress is like, why is TikTok bad? It's like fucking Pop Culture Warrior fucking shoot some
God, for one of my videos to be showed to Congress. They're like, yeah, we should definitely ban this shit. This is garbage.
This is fucking terrible.
I want to clarify. This will not be in conjunction with WTF Nation Radio. You will not be speaking for WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments or any of those affiliates. This will be Pop Culture Warrior.
Because men like will beat your fucking ass.
If it goes bad, it spills on me and me alone. But I'm entrusting that whoever would reach out is somebody who actually cares and would want to do a good job. And I've made a conscious effort and decision. A couple people out there know this already, that I've reached out to certain people to do really cool, unique things in order for us to gain more content. I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything. And so I need to count on force multipliers. You all out there are representatives of Pop Culture Warrior. I imbue you with the power to if you see a celebrity in the street, accost them.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And offer them to come.
God damn it. Fuck. It's 10:30. Let's go to bed.
Okay. All right.
Holy
enough is enough.
Shit. Like, fuck, man.
I want radical believers the way that like Riddler or Donald Trump has. I want
Charlie fucking Manson. Let's go to bed.
I want my belief. Sorry, that's good. If you get caught, run away and scream Semper Fi.
Do that. Say fucking hooah.
Oh man. Yep. Yes. This is where the documentary of the downfall of CQ starts with that quote, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why the fuck did that show end?
Oh man,
that got canceled.
Remember like the whole behind the music MTV stuff, or like the 30 for 30s. This is where mine.
They're gonna be interviewing me. I'm like it's that interview with like William fucking Dafoe. Like, yeah, I knew he was fucking gay. He was gay as shit.
Make pop culture great again. I like that. That's funny. All right, guys, that's enough for tonight. Thank you for having fun with us, making us laugh. That was good. I haven't laughed that hard in a little bit, so I appreciate it. Look forward to lots more coming soon. Show some love to the station, I guess. But really, keep it here. We got a lot more coming for you, and my technology's working again. Yay!
It's causing like fucking radiation. I think there's too much power. You got radiation poisoning over there. We need a fucking Geiger counter.
Sorry, that's but Your Honor, in my defense, I was radicalized. I was told to watch this video right here.
You have no part of that. I said nothing. Fucking, you're not Rudolph Giuliani.
I only speak for myself and Mad Mike. That's it. Just the two of
speak
us.
for me whatsoever. Fucking get out of here,
100%.
Trump.
100%. Just the two of us as the leaders of Pop Culture Warrior. We imbue you with all the
power. I'm forced to do it. There's literally a fucking Russian dude with a gun over here.
With by the power invested in me in pop culture,
TikTok, in the Republic of China.
Awesome. All right, guys. Mad Mike, any last words of encouragement for the folks at home?
No, I don't want any part of this show. Not guilty.
Just disclaimer: any thoughts and opinions are expressed by CQ.
Again, I won't be back ever.
You got to get that little spiel like, the thoughts and opinions expressed by CQ are CQ's alone, and only if Mad Mike has nothing to do with this.
Not affiliated with Mad Mike, who's his own brand.
All right, guys.
America and says fuck TikTok.
USA. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Orlando Jones next week. Don't miss it. Live Orlando Jones. Don't miss it. It's gonna be a good one. Shots, everybody. Bye.
Doc! Oh, no! We're too late! We missed it! Oh, jeez, this is heavy. Wait a minute, Doc, I got a time machine. I'm just gonna punch in the coordinates. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WTF Nation Radio. Now crank this bad boy up to 88 miles per hour.
Let's see it.